OSight has been on fire lately and they just dropped the best red dot on the market. Introducing the all-new XR by OSight. In terms of value and presentation, OSight is just unbeatable. This is everything that you get in the box. You start off with a sticker, a carrying pouch, a cleaning cloth, your screw sets, installation tool, USB-C charging cable, you have a lanyard, you have a README card, and a user manual. And this is the all-new XR by OSight. This is the best red dot currently on the market in my personal opinion, and it's going to be very, very hard to beat. As you guys can see, it does have a charging cover, and they made some subtle changes on the cover itself. They added some lines and just made it look really slick. But if you turn the power on, you guys will see one of the slick changes they made was add OSight right on top of that. And again, it's not something that's going to make the red dot better, but it's just little details that they pay attention to make their new releases better than their previous releases. So let's go ahead and remove this and take a look at this new red dot here by OSight. Here it is, you guys, the XR. Now this is an enclosed emitter red dot, and as you guys can see, an extremely clear window. You have a really nice 1/3 lower co-witness there, as you guys can see on the echelon. No adapter plate needed. The awesome thing about this red dot right here, aside from the fact that it's that they did a industry first with the magnetic charging cover cases, so OSight doing something completely new with that a while back. Now they have come back and done something completely new again. They've added two new features to this dot to make it to make it stand out, to make it a gold standard and take it to that next level. What they have done is they have changed the reticle in here, and they have changed the backup sights on here, which we will get to in just a moment. But before we get into that, let's talk about just the standard features of this awesome red dot. Starting off with the brightness settings, it's got a total of 11. You have 8 daylight and 3 night vision. It has a spherical lens, it's parallax free, and you get unlimited eye relief. Not just that, but it also has the motion sensor function feature, meaning that when it's not in use, it does shut itself off to conserve battery. But the moment it senses some sort of motion, it turns itself right back on for immediate use. You also get a memory function, so whatever setting you had it at before it turned itself off, it'll keep that same memory once it cranks itself back on. So you don't have to sit there and waste time and change the brightness, the reticle size, any of that sort of thing. The glass itself is multi-coated for that extra durability, and then the housing is made of a 7075 T6 aluminum, which, as we know, is a pretty gold standard. Some of the best materials out there. It is aircraft grade, and it is IPX7 waterproof rated, meaning this can be submerged about 6 feet or so for about an hour. Now, we have tested IPX7 items in the past, especially OSight red dots, and they have lasted much longer than an hour underwater. But nevertheless, those are some of the features that come with this new XR. The charging cover itself is also waterproof rated, but it is only rated IPX4. It's rechargeable via a USB-C, as you guys can see right here. And the battery lifetime of the dot itself in the lowest setting with a dot only reticle is 54,000 hours, which is really, really good. However, if you are using the charging cover until this thing is dead, you're looking at over 320,000 hours of battery life, which is just insane. Now, taking a closer look at the features of the OSight XR, if you look on the left-hand side, you'll see a plus and minus button, and that's to change either your reticle setting, your reticle brightness. It's to turn it off and on, to switch any type of settings that you have on there. And you do get a nice audible tactical click when you click on those, just so that you can hear and feel that you're actually making a change on the settings. If we flip this over to the right-hand side, you'll get more of a close-up of the aesthetics of the red dot itself, of just how nice and slick they made this look. Now, the whole entire red dot is a nice matte black color, but then you have the OSight logo on there, and that has a very, very slight gloss to it that makes it pop, but not too much, and it just looks really, really nice to me. Now, if we go back over to the other side here, you'll notice that there is a little button right there, and that's what we're going to get into right now. That's one of the biggest changes that is a game changer for this OSight XR. Now, what does that button actually do? What happens if I press that button? I want you guys to take a look at the rear sights here. You guys see it's flush against the housing, and the moment I click that button here, boom, you get those sights to pop immediately up for use. Now, if you're not the type of person that likes to run two rear sights, it's easy. All you do, push them down, you get a little confirmation click, and they stay down. And that is just such a nice piece of attention to detail by OSight to do. Man, I just love the way that they think, the way that they engineer and do this stuff, because you can tell that you got people who are using their stuff, really giving and giving feedback and listening to people who are giving this feedback to. Now, the other game changer on this one, like I said, is going to be that reticle. Now, the reticle on this, you have 5 different reticle options. You have a 2 MOA dot. You have a 2 MOA dot with a 32 MOA circle. You have a 6 MOA dot. You have a 6 MOA dot with a 32 MOA circle. And then you have the 32 MOA circle alone. So 5 different total reticles. There's always been this huge discussion as to, should I get a 2 MOA dot? Should I get a 6 MOA dot? Man, OSight just answered all of them questions and gave you both. So unbelievable sight, unbelievable price, just a great value. Y'all know that OSight has been extremely durable. It just goated itself as, this is, man, I don't know, my favorite RMR optic out there. And I truly hope they make this in green, and I truly hope they make this in an RMSC footprint, because this dot is just a game changer and it's a must have in my personal opinion. Now, this was extremely easy to mount on here, just like any other dot. I already shot through this at the range. I'll show you guys some footage here, but it didn't shift, it didn't move. The red dot was right on point. My shots were spot on target, and we shot at about 15 yards or so, and man, I was loving it. So definitely a red dot to check out if you don't have one already, or even if you have multiples. Man, this is one you have to have in your collection. So now, if you're interested in this OSight XR, check out the link in the description. I'll also put a pin with that link in the comments, so you guys can check it out and take a look and see if this is something that you would consider. But trust me, man, this is definitely a must have. I don't care if you're looking for one red dot, or if you are a collector of red dots, you gotta have this one, man. All of those features that they have in here are just awesome. And like I said, they continue to put out some hits, and they are durable, they're affordable, they look really nice. I just really like everything that OSight does with their red dots, and how they continue to push that bar and that level to the next step every single time they release something new. And every time they release something, it's like they read our mind, right? Because we asked for something and OSight drops it a month later, 2 months later. I'm sure we're going to see maybe a green dot version of this, maybe a non-rechargeable version of this where you still have to put the battery in there like some of you guys like. Maybe we'll see this in the RMSC footprint. Who knows? But I know that OSight is definitely delivering with these top-notch red dots. And that'll wrap it up for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'm going to go ahead and continue enjoying this red dot. But don't forget to hit that like button on the way out. Drop a comment and let me know what you think of the new OSight XR and what you would like to see from OSight next. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. But if you already have, you know I appreciate you guys so much. God bless you, and I'll see you on the next video.